Overzealous greasing of these anchor pins causes the grease to squirt out and ends up coming down on the brakes. You can see these front brakes where there's grease in the middle here. So, you know, a good 20-30% of the shoe has grease covering the surface of it now because it was over-greased. This is the side where the anchor pin was most of the way out. This side also suffers from the over-greasing here. You can see how it's all out everywhere, and then it's on the brakes. See that? You can kind of tell by the discoloration that that's grease that's on there, but you can actually see it. And that's because somebody put too much grease on these anchor pins. You gotta be real careful. Just a couple pumps is all that it ever needs. This is the retainer that goes in between the roll pins here, or the anchor pins. See there's a little notch on them there? It goes in, there's one on each side. It goes between the two, but I'll just show you in this one. And that's what when that's bolted there, that holds that in place. That's why it's way out of place right now. And then that particular bolt also holds on this setup. This is the speedometer sensor. So this thing fell off. It let this piece fall off. He didn't know this was supposed to be there. He put a bunch of washers to try and give him the right spacing, and then ended up his wheel was taking this out. So this needs to all get put back together right. And I do have a new sensor if this one doesn't work anymore. Because the nut was loose, you see what it did to the inside there? How that's kind of malformed, and it's actually really bulged right there. That's because this is gone. There's supposed to be a dimple that sticks out of there that hooks on, and the dimple's gone, and that you can see that that's spun around it, and that's what allowed it to become loose. Using my brand new gasket scraper. One of my Patreons sent me. Man, did that work nice. That's a perfect tool for that. Getting ready to drill out this broken bolt in here. It's a left-handed drill bit. I should probably center punch it. Definitely need to center punch it. Oh, look at that. Left-handed drill bit worked perfectly. Center punched it and out it came. Didn't even start to drill into it barely. So this bearing is all packed, the new seal is installed. And I do use people were saying red grease isn't for wheel bearings, but this, I have a red grease that is. It's the high temp wheel bearing grease, and it's definitely red. So that's what I use on my bus too. Well, one wheel's back on the bus. 7 more to go. Okay, the S-cam's in good shape, so we're just replacing the bushings. This is the side that was only a little bit bad. This isn't the side that had the massive wear. I'm just trying to get this one done first. Okay, I got the S-cam bushings out of this side. This one was the inner one. It's not worn too bad at all. But the outer one is definitely worn. This is the side that wasn't as bad. It had a little bit of play in it, but since the other side was bad, I wasn't going to just replace one side. So we're doing them both. So I use these little seal installers. It's hard with these little baby swings right now. My hands are so greasy. A little bit further. Now that the bushing's all the way in place, I just need to set this seal in there. Ta-da! One side's done. Okay, the S-cam's all put back together over here. I have the races knocked out. I just need to get the new races knocked in, and then the hub's ready to go on with the new bearings. And box of new bearings and races there. And then new bearings and races on the other rear drive side as well. It's looking pretty good.